As soon as I get on the my cheers start going down. What? Hello, Leo. This is your reading for the first half of August. Thank you for being here. If you're new, my name is Amber. Usually I do not start a video sliding down in my chair. For those of you returning, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. And comment. I read them all. Thank you so much for your comments. I do a love story reading for each first half and the last half of the month, and that will be right here in this general vicinity at the end of the reading, so check that out. It'll be time stamped as well. If you need a private reading, I also do those. Links are in the description box below, or you can go right here to that website right there. We will be more than happy to set you up with an appointment. So, Leo, let's see what we have for you. Spirit, guardian angel, divine energy, universal energy. What do you have for Leo? First half of August. What would you like for them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of? Leo, first half of August. I get blooming energy, which is interesting. I don't understand what they're trying to tell me here. Because they're giving me something I don't know about. It's something that has to do with like gains and losses. It's something financial, but I don't know enough about it to understand it, but I know that's what it's about. Dividends, gains, losses. They're giving me financial lingo. Some of you are coming up on some money or learning the best ways to invest. Some of you are just learning the best ways to invest in yourself and what you have around you. You know, like the people around you, the things around you. Okay? So, I feel like you start off this month having a good time. There's a sense of openness, Leo, about you, or trying to be open to new things or making friends, a lightheartedness about your energy, where people like you. You like people. You're smiling more. I feel like you're getting along with people more. You're in a really good spot as far as communication goes. Okay? I feel like as we move into August some more, though, that way, or that the way of living, the way of being, the way of expressing yourself doesn't seem to work as well anymore. And you're craving more of a relationship or a strong partnership. So I feel like it kind of stepped out of your mind a little bit at the beginning. Maybe things were going well as far as meeting new people and making friends and opening yourself up to that, you know, aspect of things. But I feel like you start to miss it. Like a deep connection with someone or a real connection with someone. And you're trying to find that person. Be careful of trying to find that person in people that make you happy. Like settling or choosing someone just because you collaborate well or work together well. This is not a time to pick and choose relationships. I know that sounds weird. But I feel like you want it, so you're desiring it, but I don't feel like there's anything that's worth pursuing at this time. Not saying that you don't know someone who could be in the future, but this is just not that energy. It's more about being with yourself right now. I feel like you're still in a healing phase and you're trying to find out what's going to work for you as far as how you're going to move forward, or how it's kind of like adjusting after a breakup and trying to figure out what it's like to be single and happy with yourself before you jump into something new. But there are times when you're single that you feel lonely. It just doesn't mean that you should go out and find someone just at that moment, you know? Breaking barriers is your overall energy here. Yeah. You're expanding beyond your limitations into joy and freedom. Exactly. So joy and freedom and collaboration is not all about how many people you have around you or how many people like you or how successful your relationships are. It's more than that. It's like you're jumping more into the gray area and not just looking at the black and white of your situation. Don't get into the habit of letting one single thing drive you. Like, oh, I need to find a relationship. This is what my next focus is going to be. Just so I'm finding relationships. It's not about that. It's important for you to stay well-rounded during this time. Okay, Leo? So your card, I just got these and they're already bent. And I don't know why, because I don't shuffle them that way. Sorry, I just had them rant all of a sudden. But so we have expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't need anybody's approval, Leo. You're doing fine on your own, okay? Be yourself. Do your own thing. Learn to love yourself. Learn how to express yourself. Finding balance within yourself. It's not about what someone else thinks. It's not about finding some sort of significant relationship right now. It's just about, it's about you. It's about you. It's about spirit. It's about your energy levels. It's about all that. You know, keep yourself, when you come into this month with that good energy, keep that up. Don't let that be taken away from you. Okay? Something may happen to trigger this. Like someone else may have get married, or someone else may get into this relationship that is just, you know, maybe like a little bit of jealousy, but I don't want to say jealousy. It's just like, well, I should have that. I can have that. And you can. But it's just not your time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Leo, in love, you have the resting tree. Exactly. Patience. Patience and love. Don't try to push things, because you're going to push yourself into something that you're going to be stuck in and that you're going to have karmic dealings with, and you're going to have to deal with that. And no one wants that for you. Okay? So moving forward, abundance for you, Leo. We have fear. Yeah, don't let your fear guide you. Don't let anticipation or looking at someone else's life guide you to feel like you have to do something. We're all on our own schedules. You don't know anything about this person's fight. You don't know anything about any of that, right? You're just seeing an outcome and you want that outcome for yourself, for some of you. But it's like something triggers you. I don't know what it is, but that's just the scenario that I'm coming up with. So don't let your fear of what you don't understand or what you feel like your expectations should be make you build up a barrier. You're trying to break those. You're trying to be different and have different things, okay? So that involves changing your mindset. It involves embracing changes and embracing the unknown at this time for you. I feel like being separated from things and goals are good for you right now, Leo. because it helps you deal with the present energy and how you're feeling and what you're dealing with inside, instead of focusing on something or someone else, right? Because you'll get distracted or be focused on that, okay? So we're using the Thelma Tarot, I believe this is called. So the first card that we have for you is the Chariot, the Five of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Emperor, the Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. So on the bottom of the deck, Leo, you have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles means you're thinking about your foundations and what it is that you have right now. So you're looking at your life in the beginning of August and summing it up. Like, this is what I have and this is what I don't have. And the things that you don't have are the things that you want to achieve. So that's, you know, that's what's driving you here, right? So be careful. This is my gassed up card. So be careful of people gassing you up, which means, if you don't know any slang, I mean, I rarely do. I'm old, whether y'all know it or not. But it just means somebody just saying everything that you want them to say in order to get their way. But you're not actually achieving anything from this, except for maybe pride at the moment. So be careful of that. Yeah, because I feel like that's going to take you down a wrong road. So be careful of people doing that. I feel like that has happened to you in the past. Like, someone promised something to you, made you feel like they were going to do it and they didn't. Okay, so this gives you a very nasty taste in your mouth about love, and also the direction. You know, it's like needing to expand beyond what someone is saying to you or how someone is making you feel. It's about what kind of conversations you have, what are their future goals versus your future goals, things like that. So it's like expanding the ideas of relationships and the ideas of friendships with others beyond just ego and beyond just having fun all the time, that type of thing, okay? Or beyond what other people think, beyond how attractive someone is, depending on what your fight is, okay? So with the Three of Cups here, I feel like sometimes you overindulge in pleasures. There may have been a third-party situation from a marriage, okay? Let's just throw that out there. But I really feel like you're learning how not to overindulge in an idea of just having someone there or having things. It's more about what is the value of those things. Now I understand the money lingo. So like dividends and like, what are you getting out of it? Are you getting what's worth your investment? Okay, or are you just excited to be throwing the money out to invest so other people can see you invest? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, let's get into the reading. So you start off with the Chariot card, which is very interesting. I feel like you're feeling like you're on your path. I feel like you're really pushing towards where you want to be. It feels like things are just in sync. It feels good at the beginning of this month for you, Leo, right? I feel like you're moving. It's interesting because I feel like you feel more in touch with who you used to be, but be careful of going into bad habits from the past, because as we get older, we grow and we're supposed to be better. Okay, so you're not getting into the bad habits, but it's okay to feel like you're getting back to yourself after giving yourself over to something or someone for a long period of time. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like you're going to hit a block. I really do. I feel like you hit a block, Leo. And there's competition. And I feel there's competition because you hear something and you may be slightly jealous. And it's not about jealousy as much as that should be for me. I should also have that. How how can they have that and I not have that, you know? Or how can this person be happy and they did me like this, you know? But I feel like I need to tell you that everything that glitters is not gold, okay? Because I feel like I said before, there's something around the situation that you just don't know. And that's why it's important to understand the gray areas and to stay within your realm of things. You know, it's like you need to stay in your corner of situations. I mean, you can be like, oh, I want that, and then get out from it. Don't linger in that energy. It's so important for you not to do that, okay? But I feel like this makes you like assess. Well, let's not go there for now. I'll say it because I won't forget it. This helps you assess your future and think about your decisions that you're making. So I feel like you want to change those decisions, or you're like, this is my opportunity to do something new to get that thing. But do you really want that thing? You know, because you don't really know anything about it, really. So I feel like this is a mindset that you kind of like get swiveled or stuck in for a little while, like thinking about whatever that is. It could be, no, it still remains the same. I feel like it's conflict. It's something that goes against the way that you were going. Whether this is something you see someone else doing or feeling like someone else has a secret. But I just feel like it makes you reassess your future. And you really get involved. Like, it starts turning the wheels in your head. Okay? Which starts this whole August pretty much. Okay? So like I said, you don't know what someone had to do to get here, or what's going on to get to this conflicting moment, or this moment that changes things for you. But I feel like you're just seeing what you want to see. Okay, let's move on from that. So I'm like, they're telling me the same thing, but sometimes they jump ahead and then I have to figure out where I need to go. So yeah, now you feel like I need to make some decisions. You get an idea in your head, snap judgment, that you need to make some changes so you can get in control of whatever this conflict was, or whatever this thing that you think that you want now. Okay, this thing you got to pay attention to. This thing you have to one up. But remember, be careful. I mean, everything that glitters isn't gold. Everything that seems one way may be another. Okay? But I feel like this becomes a really big drive for you, Leo, in August. Yeah, because this thing just sets you off for some reason. It gets stuck in your head and it becomes a thing. And then it just, not sets you off, but it sets you on that path to focusing on it or making decisions based on whatever that is. Okay? But keep in mind that you've came a long way and you've dealt with a lot of things. It's like you need to remember that. It's not about what someone else has. It's not about what someone else is doing. It's like you have your own individual fight. If you cut off all the things that are going on around you and just focus on what you're doing, you've done big things. And I feel like they're telling me that way. Like, you should be proud of yourself. The path that you have chosen, the direction that you're going in, there's victory in that. It is. Okay? But for some reason in that victory, there's still something you feel like you're missing or you're clinging to, whether this is being in a relationship, not wanting as much to be in that old relationship, but being in a relationship. Not wanting to be in that marriage, but in a marriage. Not wanting to be in that job, but a better job. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to see clarity in that. And how far you've come. It's like you want to get back to who you were before all of this happened. But not the bad parts. Just the good parts. So you're stuck in your head by this idea or whatever you saw, this new thing that you want. And I feel like all you can think about is you want that for yourself. I also feel like it's making you put a bit of a wall up because of pride, and you don't want to be rejected. You want for people to see, or a person to see, how much you've been through. It's like you want that accolade from the outside world, not just with yourself, but other people to see it as well. It's like, look at me and look at all the things that I've done in the past. It's like you need to get out of that, Leo. And realize like how much strength and authority you have without, the word intimidation is coming to mind. It's like you can have secret ambition, and they're focusing me towards earth signs. Earth signs have this thing where they can work very hard on something secretly. They can have a whole run a whole company and be a millionaire, and you would never know. But your energy is like on the opposite side of that spectrum, where if you did that, you would want other people to know so they can tell you how good you are. It's a pride thing, but it's not bad. It's just that's how you express yourself, or that's how you find, you know, power, I guess. But be careful about that energy driving you. It's okay to initiate something good in your life, but it's not about the big scene. You know, just like you didn't make a big scene about what happened in the past, but it happened. It's like it was a special win for you, yes. But I feel like now you want those accolades. Leo, what is going on? You're also trying to cover up something that may be happening inside of you. Like there's a little bit of conflict inside of you and you're trying to cover it up. What is that? I feel like it's because you're not as far away as you wanted to be from whatever the past was. So you're trying to cover that up, or like sprinkle glitter all over it so it looks different, maybe. It's a good way to express it. Yeah, especially with the Queen of Swords being next to the Emperor, be careful that you're not initiating or starting something because you're angry or mad about something. You want to keep things from a good place. Not from a place to show others that I can do it too or that you're better, but from a good place. So remember that whatever you're working on now, you're building up a new future, okay? Especially with this Ten of Pentacles being here. So don't overindulge in things because of emotional, like a wave of emotion, okay? So keep that at a level. I feel like you become clear that this thing that you may be, I loosely say the word jealous, okay, about, you see a truth in it. Like maybe there was a past building up to this thing, okay? So this could be conflict in a relationship as well, Leo. And know that there has been problems before this. You may just not have known about them, but they're becoming clear to you now. You may have kept them blocked out because you just wanted things to be or go back to how they were. But I feel like all that stuff is coming out. And the reason why it's coming out is so you can build better relationships with others. But you got to start clean to do that. I don't know what that means, but that's what they're saying. You got to start clean to do that. So I feel like it's important. Whatever you find out, whatever this aha moment or when things start to click for you, this really helps you defend yourself in a way that you're standing up for something that is good and right, and not just keeping yourself trapped from not seeing the truth. But I feel like there are times when you're going to get frustrated and you have to see clearly. The thing is, Leo, I see that there is a lot of hurt in this reading. Okay? Like, this should be for me. I don't understand why this keeps happening. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But you need to see clearly. You're the initiator of your actions after you feel that way. You're the initiator of your actions after that. So those thoughts create your actions, which in turn create your world or your environment. Okay? And it's like you're going to have that understanding. You should have that understanding now because you're in a good spot. You felt good. Everyone was good with you. But when you're in a bad spot, everything's bad. Everyone's bad with you, you know? So it's like that is being brought up to your attention. So the key here is to fight trying to keep yourself in your head about things and try to see things in a wider perspective. It's like you have this truth and you need to hold on to that truth. Because you're trying to build a better tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you've successfully kept yourself distracted. It's kind of like you've had a run, blocking out the need for healing and doing actual work, and you had some fun because you weren't ready to deal with the big thing you needed to deal with, whether this is finally letting someone go. For some of you, you tried to restart a relationship or something, and now it's just time to let it go at this point. You know, like you're just holding on to it because you don't want things to change. So you had a run. You had a good run, okay? That's what I'm getting from that. Yeah, but you already know this is not a good investment for the future. And what it is that you really, really want or really, really looking for, you're not going to get here in the long run. Yeah, I feel like there's conflict between what you should do next. Yeah, I feel like something happens around you that's happy. And it causes you a little bit of worry because you want these kind of good, like you want good things to happen to you too. You deserve these good things. But the key to it is, and this is what's interesting, they're telling me you need to give in to change. You need to give in to change. And I feel like because you don't want to give in to the changes, and because something happens around you that's happy for another person but not you, kind of triggers like, why are things not working for me? I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It kind of triggers what feels like that to me. So now you're thinking about your future and trying to figure out how to get that. It's almost like that was the awakening you needed to get you started on taking a risk or doing something different. But you have to be willing to take that risk. You have to be willing to do something different. You have to be willing to turn this Eight of Swords upside down and let the constraints, the mental or thought constraints you have about a situation go. And it has a lot to do with the past. You find a lot of stability in your past. This could be an old person or just the way that you used to do things. And it's because when you were that person, yeah, that worked for you, but now you're a different person. So things are going to be different. And I feel like you're trying to hold on to that because that's what you knew. But there are so many other options out there for you. And there's so many other ways there's so many other ways that you could be. And still be like powerful and established. The old way isn't the only way. Yeah, don't cling to the past because that's all you know. You have to venture out to investigate other things to know about those other things too, right? And I feel like that's the catch-22 of it all. That's what you're in between. It's like, well, the past I know. The past is comfortable. The past made me emotionally happy. It did at one point. But the new way, I'm not really quite sure about. I'm not sure about it. I'm not confident in it. So I'm going to stay where I am. But that's not really going to help you. The whole point is that you need to grow. You need to break barriers and get out from this fear. Okay? So the thing, Leo, is you have this power in August where you're very strong-willed and you have this bottom line like sense of ambition about things. So it can go towards something positive, it can go towards something negative. It's whatever you choose it to go towards. So this is a time to start using your intuition and being like nurturing and empathetic with other people and their situations. Yes, your situation may not be 100% the best right now, but this card came up because that's what you built for yourself. So you can't really be mad at anyone but you because that's what you chose to do in the future, in the past. But you can change your future. You know, you have this moment right now where you can change things. You can change the mindset. You can break the barriers. You can change your expectations. So being more kind and loving and compassionate right now is like the aha moment, you know? And I feel like you have the opportunity for that to click, and you have the opportunity to build a better future for yourself. Look at that coming out on that Ace of Swords. Look at Spirit out here. So, yeah. So you have a chance to be the hero in your own story and make the right decisions and live in truth. Okay? You have an opportunity to do that, to build something more solid and reliable for your future. Okay? To break away from the past and heartache and hurt and realize that that is not the only thing that's for you out there. Right? I feel like people do like you. It's interesting because they're saying when you're in the right energy. That's interesting. People really do like you. But you need to heal the idea of everybody liking you or everybody liking you like someone else, or being the head of it. Like that's not realistic. Yeah, and that kind of attention is not gonna that kind of attention is not going to come to you, and it's not going to do anything but get you frustrated or make you mad or make you aggravated. So you got to change that, okay? The key is to stand up for what is right, to use that power that you have to stand up for what is right, to change your direction, to get you back on track. Because right now things are just, before they get messy. That's what I'm going to say. Before they get messy. Yeah, you got to deal with that pride. Because right now, pride is going to drive you. Whatever this event is going to cause pride to drive you. And you don't want that. It's going to take you in the wrong direction. And you've been doing so well, Leo. Queen of Swords. Yeah. So with the Magician here, they're saying manipulation. So it's like you have all this potential to do what's right. You have all these tools. You have the potential to pick up the ones that will do the job. You know what I mean? But because the Queen of Swords is here and she's been hurt, she can be hurt. She's mean. She can be all those things. She also can give really good advice. She also can be very perceptive and give good advice to let you know what direction you should go in and what not to, if it's coming from a good place. But there's also a side of her that comes not from a good place, and you have to decide which tool you're going to pick up. Okay? It's like you need to leave your old ideas behind. Like the tools that you used to pick up may have worked then. I feel like this is interesting, but I feel like you would choose to put a block up or be mean or negative, and you have the opportunity to be positive or do something different. Yeah, whatever was working, or whatever you were doing in the past, it wasn't working, okay? It wasn't giving you the ambition or the attention that you needed or the recognition. And also, it was making you feel kind of left out, or like no one wanted to work with you, or that something was the matter with you, low-key. I feel like I needed to say low-key. But you have an opportunity now to change that, to see the wrongs in what was happening to you and how you played a part in that, and change that energy. I'm going to pull one more card here and then flip the deck over. Okay. So yeah, patience and balance. You have to learn how to go in between the two. It's interesting because it's not about being stuck or giving in to temptation or your feelings or just letting everything take over. And it's also not about just wiping everything out and starting over. It's like a transformation of who you are now. It's like you're on the right path to building, but there's a little tweak that needs to be made in your thought process or how you handle things. Bottom of the deck, you have Justice in reverse. This does talk about things being unbalanced, okay? It also talks about there being some sort of bias or feeling like things are unjust to you at the moment. But I feel like you have control over this by your, what's the word that I want to use here? Integrity. Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like it's leaving you stuck. Yeah. It's something about a message. There's a message or something, Leo, that leaves you stuck. or feeling like you're not moving when you actually are. I just feel like you're on your own pace. You're doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Leo. My readings are getting progressively longer. I have got to stop it. This is outrageous. Anyway, so here are your meditation and journaling cards. What would I do if I had no limits? And they said, and what would that say about me? Interesting. And what would my perfect day look like? What would I be doing? And what can I do that I will enjoy while outside my comfort zone? And I'm getting a channel message actually. Some of you have a... Okay, some of you need to pay attention to saying negative things or complaining as being a... just a thing that you do, like without even thinking about it. If somebody says, oh, it sure is warm out there, and you be like, it's so hot, I hate it, you want to stop doing that. Okay, start paying attention to when you do that and try to curb that and say something positive instead. Okay, it's that simple. As long as you can stop it before it happens and say something positive, do it for like 30 days and I guarantee your whole mindset in life will just be different. People will treat you differently. Things will just be different. Trust me. Okay? That's one thing that they told me to. Somebody got a wild mouth and they need to curb it down. Okay? All right, Leo. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I love you and I will see you for the mid-months. Bye-bye.